just that I'm bad at parties. You know, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yeah,
Where did they go?
I start talking about that weird dream that I had where me and the rest of my family died, but in a horrific accident. Then people start staring at me very awkwardly.
That's your party trick? Oh, he's going to do that thing again. I can see him building up to it.
Yeah,
I was going to do that thing again where I kill the vibe.
What a trick.
After the third party in a row where you bring the jar and you say it's your grandma's ashes and then you accidentally spill it, like it gets old. It doesn't work. So you gotta find a new bit.
Yeah, you also keep running out of grandmas. Like,
yeah. How am I gonna source? How am I gonna source my? Where am I supposed to source my my cruelty-free grandma ashes? They're vegan too, apparently. I don't know how they made them vegan, but I'm not asking.
I all signed off on it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say you do have to kind of sign off on being cremated most of the time.
Do you?
Depending on, I mean, you could put it in your will, right?
No, that's true. Well, hey, I was gonna say, speaking of dead grandmas, how's the COVID life where y'all are situated? I don't know where you're based.
Spicy. Zach and I are both in Texas, which at this point, I mean,
we're number one,
Zach,
baby.
I don't know about you.
Oh,
yeah, we're number one. I've personally taken to wearing like halves of tires as shoulder pads, and I've got a sick fucking like I turned a colander, like I put a bunch of nails through a colander, and I've been wearing that as a helmet. So that's kind of my outfit these days. Zach, what are you wearing?
I have taken my frying pans and I'm currently heating them up again over the fire. Once we're done with this podcast, I'm going to go back outside and begin beating them again until they have sharpened them into discs, so that I can also do the shoulder pad thing. So I have like sharp shoulder pads.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like a good post-apocalypse outfit, 90% of it is the shoulder pads. You know.
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah. Like fucking World of Warcraft ass. Just you know, a man is judged by the size of his shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And I'm in California, in Orange County specifically, and you know, things are we're back in purple the entirety of Southern California. So I don't have access to shoulder pads, but that's because I already have really broad shoulders anyway, and I'm trying to like slim down a little bit. So you know, I'm just letting it be and wearing a cardigan because it's kind of chilly.
Oh, look at you, civilized.
Lance, before we kind of jump into this,
of course.
First of all, our bot is having problems, which is not a great sign.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to the Psychic Dolphin stream, where all we do is tech support as well all the time.
It wouldn't be a lefty stream without a whole bunch of technical difficulties.
Exactly.
That's how you know we're working class, because we're constantly rotating PDFs. We're you know, fucking responding to emails, shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, until we get you know, some of that fucking Coke money, can we actually get someone to turn all the little knobs for us?
You guys haven't gotten
like
your
Coke like the Brothers, or Coke like Diet Dr. Pepper?
Well, I assumed the first one. Well, I was gonna ask you guys, did you get your Soros checks yet in the US? They haven't started.
No, we haven't. They have not provided them to us yet.
They sent us one $1,200 Soros check and expected us to live off that. And
damn,
by God,
yeah, it's down to $5 a day now.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So Lance, you're locked in, just streaming all the time. That's all that you have left.
Yeah.
It's all that I have left.
I assume. What else do you do besides eat, sleep, and stream? I mean, COVID is.
You are like always on.
I stream usually 5 days a week. I feel like I'm already singing WAP in my head, certified freak. But yeah, I mean, that I work on. We do YouTube videos too, right? So we've got a channel where we do breadtube style videos, which are those long I don't know, delusion of grandeur style documentaries.
Yeah, do your chores while somebody talks to you about the bread book kind of videos. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Bloodborne, or fucking whatever it happens to be.
Yeah, I mean, you said do your chores. Bloodborne is quite a chore.
God.
That is true. It is tough. Yeah, otherwise, I'm trying to do a lot of reading. I've got like an inordinate amount of books around me, because people are always like, have you read all the theory? And my answer would be not all of the theory. So I'm trying to hopefully one day have some of the theory as the answer. And then surviving, I guess. Like when I was talking about you know, grandma being sacrificed to the stonks at the start of the show, that wasn't just to be spicy, but it just kind of seems like the way, especially in the US. So every time I look down and see how wild the numbers are getting there, I'm like, that's
But yeah, you do have to look. I forgot that it is, geographically, Canada really is like above the United States. You do have to physically look down, and then you see the entirety of the United States.
it's true, quite literally.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, they said at the beginning that they were just going to let everybody get it, and just try to keep it controlled enough so that the hospitals aren't overwhelmed.
Mhm.
And they have done nothing to refute that original position. So
Yeah.
I have no reason to believe that we are not sacrifices on the altar for
Well,
the line.
aren't you at the point where the hospitals are getting overwhelmed? Like I'm starting to read reports to that effect.
Yes.
What hospitals? We don't have hospitals here. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean about hospitals. They're literally just like debt collection agencies with like a small clinic on the side.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
But 90% of that building is just people calling you 3 times a day to collect your debt.
You know, it's funny you joke about that, but I've been getting calls since I think like probably September of 2018 for just some random person who I assume has my phone number but one digit off for medical debt collection. And there's no like, hey, if this isn't you, call this number and we can fix it in the message, which I mean would probably fuck somebody over anyway, so why do it? But goddamn, what a beautifully absurd thing it is that that's just a part of my life. Occasionally I'll get a call from my good friend, the medical debt collectors for someone else that are very confused.
See, Bo,
Answer,
I find
is this
that-
Cindy today? Hey, Cindy, how you doing? Nope, it's still me. Coronavirus response. All those good companies that are out there doing good things that are definitely listening. They want us to feel seen and heard. Especially Nintendo, who has shut down a Super Smash Bros. Tournament because they were using mods to play online.
God forbid.
Instead of open mouth kissing in their local game shop. So, thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Normally we're the good guys.
It's very interesting that Nintendo thinks that the Smash community, especially known for being a bunch of
Cleanliness.
fucking groomers. Well, that too. Ironically, groomers and not groomers at the same time.
Right, I was gonna
they want
say
them
they
meeting
definitely
up in
do
person.
grooming, but a certain way.
Yeah.
Why
Jesus.
is every online community turning out to be like that? Like everywhere.
It's pretty fucked, huh?
yeah.
yeah.
I'm sensing
mean,
a pattern. It's
Smash.
unusual.
Yeah, the Smash community is the new children's host on the BBC.
Yeah.
They're all just pedophiles.
That's true.
Gamers, am I right?
Gamers
Yeah.
gonna game. Yeah.
Gamers gonna game. You'd think that they would, at least Nintendo would be like, hey, let us implement this correctly, or hey,
Well,
this is
I mean,
really cool that you still want to play our game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the thing is, it's a mod for Smash Bros. Melee. So Nintendo is already very hesitant to support Smash Bros. Melee, because it's a 20-year-old game and they aren't making more copies, so they're not really making money off of it. So it's not surprising to me that they shut down, but they didn't necessarily shut it down. They just pulled funding from it, and that kind of shut it down because gaming tourneys are still some of the only places where the fans are actually the ones who are directly giving money to the winners, like basically.
Wait, so you're telling me this isn't the 2018 Super Smash Bros. Release? This is
No.
not on the Nintendo Switch. This is on like legacy hardware that is
No, this is
held
the
together.
one that was played in middle school. Yeah,
It
where,
was the
where we
GameCube
were all
version,
convinced.
right?
If you kept it
Yeah.
on for 48 hours and fucking fought 20 dudes in Cruel Melee, you could unlock
get
Goku.
Mewtwo.
Yeah.
That actually is how you get Mewtwo. You play for I think it's like 24 hours.
24 hours
so
total.
people
Yeah.
Which, so
which
you just
sounds
leave
like
it
some
on
you under the
overnight.
truck shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The tournament organizers received a cease and desist from Nintendo, and this is apparently the Nintendo said they cannot condone or allow piracy.
Which I mean, yeah, if you're
Well, I
modding,
think-
it's most likely on a pirated copy.
I'm
But also,
assuming that-
like, fuck you, Nintendo. We're gonna pirate your game because it came out 20 years ago.
right.
you
I
know?
assume that they are saying that it's piracy because it's because it would have to run off an ISO and an emulator,
Yeah.
and that's not technically piracy. But
Okay, but
Nintendo's
also-
always been kind of
Well, yeah, they're huge
piracy.
dicks about making you buy the same game over and over and over. I had to
Oh
buy
yeah,
like
they just released the fucking
Oh,
bullshit
yeah, so
Mario
many times.
compilation.
Yeah.
And two of those games on there are emulated essentially. So
Yeah.
why buy it? You know,
Well, because I don't have those anymore.
just emulate them, dude. Just do it.
Yeah,
It's
but
easy.
my computer doesn't run emulators well.
Well, because it's a Mac.
I mean, yeah,
and there
but
are Mac
like,
emulators too.
yeah, there are, but they just don't
I'm
run
gonna
well.
like fucking bootstraps you into just playing through Super Mario 64 again.
Yeah, but like,
I
you know, my
think it's been
controller.
close to 10 years since I've heard a Mac versus PC debate.
Right, yeah.
Like,
That-
Also,
debate
as
is alive
Sister
and
Rose
well.
points out in the comments, the Crash and Spyro reboots were fucking gorgeous. So Nintendo's really just, I don't know, making a fucking buck. So
Yeah, it does seem
Yeah.
weird that for the 35th anniversary they didn't do something a little bit more, grand. Which is what I was hoping for. I still don't mind it. I I paid for it only because I can't really run emulators on my Mac, and it's just much more comfortable to play it on my couch.
yeah, yeah.
But that's just, and like, I don't have my N64 anymore. My brother has it somewhere, but I don't have it.
What if they just did like a straight up, like, no game released or anything for a big anniversary? It's just they're doing a tie-in with Fazoli's. Just fucking like, here's your Mario McPizza you can get. You just drive on through, pick one up.
See, I would miss out on that one too because I don't need cheese.
Also,
There's like
I
And
don't know
also
where the
McDonald's
fuck
used to
find a
make
Fazoli's.
pizzas too. That was
Right,
That
yeah.
takes you back.
the
Yeah.
boxes have like a little like game cartridge taped to the inside, like 1 in 1,000 has the cartridge on the inside.
I just put it into my Game Boy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, look, what we need to do as gamers is do solidarity organizing. We need to do gamer mutual aid, and we need to stand up to the big corporation that's trying to take our rights away from us.
I'm sorry, nothing will ever tickle me as much as the phrase gamer mutual aid.
It's Gatorade,
think you
gamer
stepped his
mutual
name.
aid.
That's when you summon your buddy in Dark Souls and then go blow him later. Like that's all it is. And it's like, yeah, like that's a good fucking like, Tuesday afternoon, sure, but I think to deal with copyright law and the nuances of that and piracy and yada yada, we require a little more than just some praising the sun and bro jobs.
What's the deal with the grooming? I'm not totally familiar with the dark side of Smash Brothers.
So this was a while ago, and
by a
granted-
while ago you mean over the summer.
well, yeah, like
Was
a
this
million years ago,
around
like
the same
Corona
time as the whole Me Too stuff was happening to Twitch? Because I know, because I'm pretty dominant on the platform in terms of like talking about politics here. There was a huge thing with like every major Twitch gamer or streamer that was apparently grooming fans, and there was a whole bunch of like problem with that. And some very prominent members of the Smash Brothers community, like the superstar players, were also grooming their fans and doing just
Yeah,
all
so
that shitty
it's
stuff.
essentially as you
basically
said
it.
it there. Yeah, and up chat, I want to actually find their name so I can thank them for pointing it out. But apparently the community did do a good job. Yeah, Xerox is beautiful. Pointed out that apparently the community did a good job of ousting them, which is more than we can say for most communities or industries where a bunch of prominent people came to light as fucking scumbags. But yeah.
It's what happens when you give people power and they get high on their own parasocial relationships that they form with their audience.
Yeah.
I've heard Hassan talk about it. I think probably during the Me Too era, where he's like, it's scary to like realize that you have a reciprocal relationship with all these people, and when you are putting toxic people on a platform and they're abusing others. Certainly it's good that the community was able to kind of oust them, but it just sucks that there is not really a way for Twitch to step into that.
Right. And some of these were really big names, in particular in the Smash Bros community. Like Zero was one of them, if I'm not mistaken. And Zero was actually like involved with a lot of things with Nintendo. regarding Smash and
Oh.
like their official tournaments. So doesn't look great on Nintendo's part.
And Nintendo was
so
squeaky clean. Like, they
they're-
don't even let you have blood in Mortal Kombat. It was sweat instead, you know? So
well, that's the thing, right? As soon as they intervene, then you know
Mhm.
they kind of have like a precedent set, and from then on they have to, you know,
Yeah.
do everything. And Nintendo, especially as boomer of a fucking company as they are
actually
probably
even
the least
older-
equipped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're even older than Boomer. They're like Meiji Restoration.
straight
Yeah.
Rosetta Stone.
Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode from the Psychic Dolphin Garage. I'm Zach.
I'm Bo, I guess, also from the Psychic Dolphin Garage, despite the fact we're doing a stream that is distinctly not in the garage, and you told me I'm not gonna make that a whole thing.
No.
Yeah.
Lance is streaming into the garage. That's how it works.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
Mhm.
In-stream
And I'm
reception.
Dennis.
Yeah, there's a word. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll suss it out. We do have the aforementioned Lance from the Serfs. You might know them from Twitch or some of their YouTube content. How you doing today, Lance?
It's lovely to be here. Thanks for allowing me into the Psychic Dolphin Garage podcast. It's my first time, but it's already wonderful and pleasurable experience all around.
Yeah, we got beers in the fridge. The fridge isn't plugged in. It's just kind of a place where we keep beers. There's a half-inflated inflatable couch. We
Nice.
like kind of keep it that way as like a fun in joke. You got to be in the garage for like a couple weeks to get it. You'll get it. No worry. No AC. And it's like still like fucking what is it in metric like the high 20s in November
Yeah.
in Texas.
Or
So,
you
good
know,
luck.
The high or like Kelvin. I don't know what y'all use up there. And we did when we were quarantining. We got toilet paper, but we did not get a deodorant. So I'm sorry.
My. So this is like just like Eric Andre set then. It's like musky
yeah.
and
Oh God, I wish. Yeah.
God, one of these days.
It's like if you divided Eric Andre into three people, and like we're
Mhm.
all like much shittier at it, but like we've also got like the chaos, destruction, gremlin kind of vibe.
Mhm.
And then from there, it's just the same show. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, except we killed Hannibal ages ago because he's a fucking landlord. But
we
well
did
done.
chop off.
Well
his
done.
head.
You didn't give him a chance to quit on his own.
no, we
Exactly.
kept saying, "Hey Hannibal, you can't be on our show. You can't be on our show." And he was like, "Please let me on to your Rinky Dink podcast." And we're like, "Sorry, man, your Airbnbs. We can't do it." And I mean, I commend myself for that. Really.
Yeah, we saw the tea leaves in the cup. We knew how it was going to play out, and so we just we didn't dip our toe into that controversy. But Lance is streaming us, so if you're listening to our recording,
You get
just
to
know
see
that you're
all of our
missing out.
faces.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you're
guess
missing out.
should we do a little cross promotional stuff? Like, can you explain very briefly what y'all do? What's the story behind the Psychic
Absolutely.
Dolphins?
The Psychic Dolphins are we started out as three of us from Texas. We brought Dennis in. Dennis is from California. Not as cool as Texas, but like it's up there, so we're okay with it. We were
I mean,
all leftists.
that's an opinion
and-
that some people share, but you know, not all
well,
of us.
yeah, well, okay, all right. I'm talking, Dennis. Just let me rag on California a little bit. Jeez.
That's all we have, Dennis. Please.
We have nothing else.
You know,
and
you
that's
don't
why we
have like
started-
sales tax, but I have healthcare.
Exactly.
Wait.
You see? We started doing content because we some of us myself and Kelton, who is not who is on a hiatus, is we were running Facebook pages, and we figured there's lots of good content out there online that other people do, like the Serfs, like Street Fight, like Mini and Death Cult, that do really fun shows, but does not seem to be Texas representation. And we may not have anything unique or supremely insightful, but we at least can rep the the geographic location.
You're making it sound wonderful.
Yeah, you're really fucking
You're
sugarcoating
really
the
really
fact that like we're a couple of dipshits in front of our.
I mean,
we're
every once in a while
decidedly
we'll have
average, but
a-
it's a good kind of average. All right, it's the
I
kind
mean,
you're
yeah,
looking
exactly.
for. Yeah.
we have our moments where we're particularly insightful on an episode, and we after the episode we record, we're like, that was good recording,
Yeah,
and
I
we
love
pat
that
each
feeling.
other on the back.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
spent a good
and
half hour
it's
jerking each
self-care,
other off
right?
afterward.
Yeah,
Exactly. Self care. That's the
self-care.
gamer mutual aid we need. You
Yes,
Mhm.
agreed.
Yeah.
Totally agreed.
Yeah, we do everything. We're like bored. We're in quarantine. I'm on unemployment, waiting to get back out there into the working force. But
yeah, you're walking business to business, handing out resumes to just anyone, not even like HR people. Just like you walk to people and hand them your resume, like the
I'm a
in
fucking
cashier.
quest givers
Take
in an
it.
RPG.
Just take it.
You know.
Yeah.
And in Texas, they
Yeah.
cough directly on your face as a hello now.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Open mouth coughs, like how
Mhm.
kids do.
Yeah,
But see, like
it's
when I
great.
think of Austin, I usually think of like that's the little woke mecca of Texas.
You would
right?
think
And-
so.
yeah.
But 6th Street are like big, like party, like, hey man, come on down to the music festivals at 6th Street. We've got like a new hard seltzer that's got meth in it that's sponsoring, fucking whatever this week, right? It's basically pre-pandemic at this point, despite the fact that there's still a plague on.
It's
So that's
liberal
cool, I
as-
guess.
It's liberal as hell is the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's the takeaway.
Yeah, I'm organizing with the the Houston IWW. We have other comrades in like the North Texas IWW. We have comrades in the North Texas DSA, and we really want to help those organizations, work with them, and kind of be the shit posters online that know too much about what's happening on Twitter and can make memes and cross promote all the stuff that they do, because those are
Yeah,
the people
shit
doing the
posters
important work.
local 69420 reporting in
Yeah.
right here. We're unionized. We don't
Yeah.
get paid, but like, we decided to unionize regardless.
Comrade Edge
We,
Lords.
and I was brought on to be the minority of the cast.
Nice.
And
You
it's-
got your
and
id
by that
pull.
I mean-
Your id pull is down.
But by that I
Yeah.
mean a California. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
uh-huh. But I was also brought on because they didn't want to do just shit posting all the time. And I have an academic background in various leftist
Dennis is
topics,
what they
so,
call smart.
I know.
So
So I was already making YouTube videos, and then Zach invited me onto the show, and I joined the show. I'm doing my best to make scripts and videos for Psychic Dolphin Garage, but all of a sudden I am now getting harassed by not just cults, but Caleb Maupin fans. So it's great.
Oh, no way. We have a lot to talk about because I too share this. I too get quite a bit of that. Well, okay.
Yeah, it's great.
I know you guys have some stuff planned in terms of the order of stuff you want to do, but I have to ask, like, how did you get the Caleb fans on you, the Borger Kangs, if you will?
It's interesting because the I started getting a group, like a bunch of notifications for videos on my own personal channel on my intro video, and then a couple of others after that, and I was like, what's going on? And the person like said on my intro video that it's they're like, oh, this is fucking right wing, and I was like, okay, whatever.
cool.
That's not true.
Mhm.
And then
So I'm looking at Burger Kang fucking emote. Yeah.
Yeah, we
Borger.
made those.
Yeah, that's great.
love
That's great. But then he commented on a video that I made about the Japanese Communist Party, which I'm trying to make a follow-up with. My Japanese is not great at all, so I'm hoping to get into contact with someone there who speaks English, or just through like really difficult translation.
I might have
But
someone to
anyway.
hook you up with, actually. I'll DM their name and info to you after this.
Thank you. But
Of course.
yeah,
I'm amazed I didn't know
we're-
this before. My bad.
Mhm. No, it's fine. I should reach out to the people that I know. Duh. But then he said, this is some really good stuff. I think you're going to be going somewhere with this. I was just triggered when you said queer theory. That's fucking reactionary. And I'm like, okay.
What? Do you
And
have a
then
screen cap of that? Has he deleted it?
I do. It's on my Twitter. You know, at
Okay, I
Denny
gotta get that
Ricardo,
after you.
DNI Ricardo. Yeah. I'll just put it in the. But and then I was like, and then he was like, you should read Lenin, and I was like, I have read Lenin. I actually really like the State
I love.
Revolution.
Oh, okay, keep going. Sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
And then he was like, oh, that's fine. Like, it's just queer theory. That's a reactionary thing. And I'm like, yeah, it is. Like, technically, it's. In my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, it's technically reactionary against heterosexuality, but like, go off.
Yeah.
But
have
then
you
he's
read
like, you
Lenin?
should. I have read Lenin, but then he was like,
And you know what
should-
Lenin said about queer theory, sir.
Then he's like, you should look at a Caleb Maupin. I was like, oh no, because
Oh,
he was
no.
at first he was like, you're what is called the synthetic left, and it was like the only people talking about the synthetic left are Caleb Maupin and his fans. And then he said,
Oh, it's grown since
Caleb
then.
Maupin.
Yeah, but
And I'm like, you know what? It's cool. I don't need to be like watching some Nazbol. And he's like, Nazbol. He's not a. He's like, Nazbol. He's not a Nazbol. That's cringe. And I was like, no, Caleb's cringe. And then
but he's literally a
Synthetic
Nazbol. He has spoken at the Nazbol conference, headed by Alexander Dugin, the founding member of National Bolshevism. So like,
Well,
he's
there you
been
fucking go.
Like, even if he is himself one, he has been paid money by Nazbols to speak at a Nazbol conference. Like, that's entirely true.
Normal
Right.
stuff that
Yeah,
normal
totally
people
normal
do.
stuff.
Normal
He,
non-Nazbol people do.
I edited
damn.
a video together where he is talking at a conference where he talks about the
I think it was
international
your
cabal.
video that I watched.
Oh, okay. Did you see where he's talking about the international cabal of bankers and their usury, their system of usury? And I was like, well, this is pretty dog whistly. And then I found out that he's got a book on Amazon called Satan at the Fountainhead, How the Israel Lobby and the Bankers Are like trying to corrupt the world or something like that. Yeah. It's like,
Well, I'm sure there's no more we need to look into this. That explains itself entirely.
yeah, but no one ever questions him on this, right? Like when Peter Coffin had him on recently on their podcast, they didn't ask him about any of these things. They didn't ask him about the Nazbol conference
mean,
or.
That's
Peter
totally
Coffin.
normal.
They really
Peter
showed
Coffin
their
followed-
ass recently, though.
They've been having a normal one
Also
in the past, 6 months, a year or so. I don't fucking know.
I mean, divorce will do that to you, but
Oh shit! Seriously? Oh well, that's a
Yes.
bummer.
Peter
Yeah.
Coffin follows our show. I feel like I should reach out and be like, "Hey, Peter, you doing okay? Do you want to
I mean,
hop in Discord and we can play some, play some WoW? I don't know what games people
Just
play.
silently
That's a
play
nice way to
Destiny
approach it.
side by side.
Peter,
Yeah.
Peter followed me like years ago, and it was like before I was even doing a lot of stuff online, and I was like, "What's going on?" And then it was I don't know. He was like this was like 6 years ago that he followed me, and I didn't realize that he was still following me. And that at that point he was still on the annoying orange though, so
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure he just needs to get ahead.
I will say they're really good for following smaller creators. They always have been. So that's one thing I
Oh
can't.
yeah.
When I'm speaking ill of them, I can't basically.
And Lord knows we are nothing if not small.
Lance, you're also very good at reaching out to smaller creators, so yeah,
Oh well, thank you.
it's a much better situation. Yeah.
It's much more enjoyable to watch people that are able to interact with the community like normal individuals that that don't require that don't require the level of narcissism that it takes to run a show that's about you instead of about working class politics.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what it should be. And to be honest, the only community I've ever had a lot of problem with are either the right to far right, who give me the whole you should kill yourself and the shutting my channels
Yeah,
down,
you're a cock, yada yada.
or
Yep.
the Tinkies, or the Caleb Muppins. So the only other group that have actually aggressively come after me and tried to hack into accounts, tried to shut videos down, flag me for hate speech and stuff like that.
Even more so. Okay.
Yeah, I was
thought
like,
you were
those are the
talking
two that are aggressively
annoying
online. We need
assholes.
to shut you down. Like we want to
Well,
silence.
I mean,
the speech.
that's the common denominator there, right? Is people who are incredibly online, fucking clearly no idea of hey, can you just be normal? Can you just be normal for 5 fucking minutes,
Yeah.
buddy?
I know.
Unfortunately, I can't tell people to like just go outside and like talk to someone during COVID because they could kill them.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
it could be dangerous. But that's usually my suggestion.
Very
It's
true.
just like go socialize.
Well,
like,
that's
go,
the
I know.
thing too. Like, literally, fucking, like, I'll have. I've seen, like, again, like Nazbol fucking tanky types be like, oh well, like, if you want to reach the working class in America, you got to speak their language. You start off with this woke shit, right? And meanwhile, I mean, fucking, I work for a living, and most of the people I work with are pretty fucking not like, hey, we need to, I don't know, fucking throw trans people in a wood chipper or whatever it happens to be, right?
Not only that, but
yeah,
our entire podcast is literally like all of us are queer and we're all working class. It's
exactly.
Not like, it's not like these two things are like fully mutual. Like,
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
gay people still do need to work.
Mhm.
Well, speaking of people going out, Trump will soon be going out of office.
Dang,
And
that
Huzzah! We did it, Reddit.
beat the orange.
The Reddit election.
Cheeto is now out of the White House. I bought a bag and I stomped on it.
Hi.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
So instead of-
no more
instead of
malarkey.
true. Malarkey free. Instead of talking about whatever the fuck Rudy Giuliani is doing today,
Or what the fuck is coming out of his body today?
or
Yeah.
what's
Down his
coming out.
face.
What,
It's
brain
the
fully
diarrhea
oozing
fram.
from his
No,
ear.
it's sponsorship by the diarrhea fram. If you've seen that Tim and Eric sketch, you know what I'm talking about. He had it in too long, and it's leaking out of his pores.
Oh Lord.
yeah. What is Trump gonna do next? Do y'all think? What's his big
All the
like?
book tours. That's
Yeah,
my take.
Like he's
No.
been doing tours. He's not gonna stop doing that. Like what's he gonna add in on top of it?
I do think that he's either going to own and name it Trump TV or just make a new company called Trump TV. He has a history of buying smaller companies and then
And running them
running
into the
in
ground.
running them into the ground, but naming them after himself, like
Yes.
like with that off season like arena football
Trump
that he
vodka,
had.
Mhm.
fucking
Trump
yeah.
steaks. Can't forget Trump steaks.
Trump steaks.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be Trump stool sports.
But I fully do believe that for the final 3 years of his life, he is going to own a TV station.
Oh yeah.
So Trump's own, basically.
Right, Trump's own.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good name
That's
for
a
it.
good name. Trump's own. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, because throughout his entire presidency, he's been doing these fucking rallies, not even as a strategic thing. I think he just digs it, and I can't blame him. It's fun.
Well, it's
like,
both,
right?
Imagine
It's
being
that
a fucking
plus,
rock star
like-
to a bunch of idiots, right?
Yeah, and billions of dollars of free like ad revenue. Like so much
exactly.
money.
That too.
So much free money.
Mhm.
I just
Yeah.
love that. Like there was a point. So I watched a lot of older Trump interviews from the 80s and 90s where he was definitely a little bit more sharp. Like he was still dumb, but he was much more sharp.
Yeah.
It is so funny to see that now they kind of figured out that he not only is he not all there because he's an old man now,
He's a
But-
dotard, as a
Mhm.
very smart person once said. Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
but he's someone figured out that he's just really impressed with very large machines like a 3-year-old, so they started bringing trucks and planes. They started bringing trucks and planes, and he gets so excited to see them, and it
That's
riles up the
perfect.
crowd.
Oh,
Whoever's running these campaign speeches and stuff for him, they know that him getting excited over nothing really is going to get the base excited, and that's just it's just infectious.
That's why he always comes in jets, and there's always
Yeah.
jeeps and trucks
like
in
a
the
like a
background.
fucking
and-
18-wheeler or something. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
When's the Paw Patrol gonna come by? Fucking Trump rally. Come on.
Yeah, so he's let the OAN or OAN reporters into the White House as official journalists. He's setting himself up. He's greasing the slides to buy it so that it's a trusted news source by not only the cultists but then by other journalist organizations have to accept it.
Yeah, and like normal dumb people. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
and you
I
know
think-
what's so wild to me to see right now is the fact that OWN and Steven Crowder, Tim Pool, Breitbart, all that kind of new right media, they're separating from Fox News. Now Fox News, just for like saying, hey, we want to wait for election results, they're being seen as
Like lib shit. Yeah.
yeah, the communists
Right.
or whatever. Like there's this new schism that just took place. It's absolutely
yeah.
wild to
the
me.
thing is the thing is Roger Ailes had like fundraisers for Hillary Clinton. It's like the company's known to kind of like only go where the wind blows, where it's like the best for them, like monetarily, and creating a civil war probably not going to be the best for them. So
True.
like it just like it, because they wouldn't be seen as like far right enough, and like they aren't. So they really are just now, I think, going to tackle for that. Like they're going to get the moderate, they're going to get the more far right Democrats and the moderate Republicans much easier than the Democrats ever could.
Oh yeah.
True.
And they'll survive off of them.
Ben
Yup.
Shapiro wants to be the one that Trump buys so badly. Ben
Yeah, but
Shapiro
he's-
wants to be the one that Trump buys.
What
Yeah,
you
but
want?
he's
You
not
mean like
gonna-
the Daily Caller?
Yeah. That's Ben Shapiro is like is trying so hard to be like the perfect news network to be bought out.
The sweet
Mhm.
good boy straight A student, which is what he's always been his whole life, and look where it got him.
The cool
Yep.
kid's philosopher.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Cool
Oh, thanks,
kid is
Treebark.
a bit of a stretch there, but sure.
No, that's the headline the New York Times called him. It was the cool kid's
Yeah,
philosopher.
the cool kid's
yeah.
philosopher.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot
Mhm.
about that. God, there's no hope for liberals. They have no connection to just reality anymore.
I mean, that at some point I did shave my beard because the New York Times did say that beards were cool. So I was like, nope,
There you
they're
go.
not.
I mean, look at this. Look at all this nothingness. It's not
It's
that I
just-
can't grow a good beard, obviously. It's just that
Uh-huh.
the New York Times said, obviously,
Yeah.
That's
But
the
it
reason
did-
I'm not in good shape, because the New York Times was like, hey, you should be in good shape, and I was like, come on, man, come
Yeah.
on,
I
come on.
I am
am
grow-
me look like this.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh.
I'm growing out again though because it's getting cold and it feels warm on my face.
It's getting down to a whole 80 degrees, and you're freezing to death. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, it got down to 62 degrees.
Oh,
during the day.
62. Jesus.
that is
Are you out there
some
hunting
cool weather.
mammoths?
I have no idea what any of you are saying right now. I'm like, this is
I think 62 is
the
like
king's the king's English, you know.
Yeah.
like
degrees in
15, I
Kelvin.
want to say.
Okay.
Let me Google this
it's-
real
I mean,
quick.
15 is cold.
15.5,
So
I
just-
called it.
Okay, I was gonna say
it's-
in the
it's-
metric system, 0 is freezing. So that's where water freezes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's
Yeah.
it's about double what when water freezes. That's how,
Double
That's how
zero,
cold-
so it's 0 is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
it's
Uh,
290 in Kelvin. Is that any help for
Jesus
you?
Christ.
No.
I don't know. I assume people are smarter in Canada.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what Trump does. And it's something that is also barreling towards us at an uncomfortable speed. And is actually nearly upon us. This year's Black Friday, like, not only is this kind of the line is not going back up, also there's a pandemic. Also, dear God, when is Joe Biden just gonna send us checks? I think Black Friday is kind of the last bastion of the American consumption machine, hoping beyond hope that everyone will buy at least one Amazon surveillance surveillance device this year.
Well, cause I mean that's the thing, because like other than the Super Bowl, like Black Friday is like their Super Bowl, right? So like to not have fucking crowds of fucking Day of the Dead ass people clawing down your local Walmart, like you have most Black Fridays, and I mean honestly probably will a lot for. I mean I think Walmart's not doing it in store this year, which I mean
Best Buy isn't either. or
Best
at
Buy
least,
isn't. Thank God. Cool,
no.
good for them. Yeah.
Is Texas one of those places where you actually see the mobs of people and like they're fully
I think-
pushing each
I
other
think-
Oh, yeah,
over
like full on
and
camp
biting
out,
each other in the
yeah,
cheeks
yeah.
and stuff?
I was gonna
Wow.
say in general, I think the ones who get killed from being trampled on are in the South.
Yeah, we're not running a tight ship
When
here.
you say in general, you're saying like that's like one or two isolated incidents, right? It's not like
No, it's happened at least a dozen times in the last 20 years.
what
Yeah,
Yeah.
people getting trampled to death or like shot.
for what?
Or, like, you hear about, like,
microwave?
assaults or, like,
For,
you know, yeah.
a
No,
yogurt
for, like,
maker? Like what the
For like a Nintendo Wii.
Yeah,
or
so you can save
something.
$30 on a fucking, you know,
even
Goo
though
Gone, I don't know.
even though everyone knows the better sales are at like January 2nd.
Yeah, or just
Mhm.
like fucking buy something secondhand, or you know,
Yeah.
don't buy something if you don't need
Mhm.
it.
Okay,
Why
well,
don't you learn how to knit and make your children's sweaters?
There you go. Yeah,
Nintendo
why don't you
sweaters.
just like, you know, sell your hair to buy a watch chain, and you sell your watch to buy some brushes, like, you know, fucking normal people do. Come on.
There's a
Yeah.
website, Black Friday discount, that is tabulating, you know, the death toll that Black Friday has on our society, and if we're going to abolish anything,
12
definitely-
deaths,
No
117 injuries. Wow.
That's not as
I-
high as
I-
I expected, but still more than it
So-
should be.
What's
I
scary
was right
is
when I
that
said
like,
a dozen.
the first 2-3 of these is like shot to death, shooting, and then stabbed.
Oh, but hey, number
Shot to
one, the
death.
most recent in 2018, that's Canada, baby. That's
Oh,
not
no
on
way.
us.
Yeah.
We can't own
Ah,
that.
Hey,
South Keys,
hey.
Ottawa. There you go.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Man,
Is that like a
27
real
shot to
company
death in the
somewhere
parking
part
lot.
of
Canada?
All right. Well, okay, so I was
Yeah.
going to ask, because y'all are talking about how you think it might be a different year for consumerism and all that. Do you think that's going to play deeply, like even into like not just the American psyche, the North American psyche, I could say? Because like at this time, most people are probably a little bit worried about having enough to feed themselves or their families. I assume they're not looking for PS5s.
Yeah, I don't know if you've
Yeah.
seen videos that come out, but the food lines in Dallas
Oh,
are
yeah.
miles long, just
Yeah,
down.
cars stretched out like just immensely far. Yeah, let me
You have
see if I can find a good link for that and put it in
It,
the
it
chat.
looks like Venezuela.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
we have massive highways. We have like 5 lanes on each
the
side.
entire state's just fucking highways, basically.
Yeah, it's like a big old
Only way
spaghetti
you
bowl.
You drive out of your neighborhood onto the highway to drive to the grocery store.
To the Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, it's happening all over the U.S. Like I know that that I see the pictures because we're in Texas from like the Dallas Food Bank just handing out millions of pounds of food. Like we are, talking about how Black Friday is gonna be just a punch in the nards for consumerism. It does not begin to like even paint the picture of what the working class is undergoing as our slow financial collapse just continues slowly, and like hopefully it is enough of a catalyst to push Joe Biden left, but I don't think that it's going to be, especially.
That's the thing that really
No.
concerns me is the more I hear about this kind of stuff, if Joe Biden doesn't address the issues that are causing this, you're going to get another Trump. Like Trump wasn't the cause of any of this, right? He's the symptom.
He's the symptom, yeah.
The growing
Well, yeah.
the growing inequities in the U.S. I mean, it just keeps increasing and it's just getting worse every year. Of course, people are going to look to whatever they can to help solve the alienation, right? It's going to be
Yeah.
Well,
someone-
Yeah.
someone
let's just
Trump.
say that my level of confidence is I am looking into like getting a visa and maybe like teaching English in Mexico or something. That's the level of confidence that I'm at for these next 4 years.
Wow.
Although
Yeah.
our comrade, the brown Bolshevik, he said that he'd married me so then I could go up to Canada with you.
There you
all.
go.
Nice.
Yeah.
And he's in British Columbia. That's basically
That's where I'm-
California.
I
I'll
am
be
too.
perfectly fine.
Yeah,
Yeah. We're
it's-
West Coast.
it's the only
Fine.
SOCDEM government in North America, BC.
See, so the problem is though, I mean, with me and Zach, like we're basically forced by like right of being Texan to move to Alberta. There's nowhere else we can go.
It's true.
And it's like at that point, you're just in cold Texas. So,
Yeah,
It's true. It's cold Texas.
they pull out the calipers at the border. They say Alberta.
is that a 10-gallon head you've got, partner? Come on in. God damn.
But
Yeah.
I mean, like, so the thing is, Bo and Zach are talking about how it is over in Tejas, but over here in California, it's really not that much better. I'm in Orange County specifically, where even though we voted blue, we have like a very strong like QAnon level contingent of people here. I mean, they fucking in Huntington Beach, they fucking elected goddamn that one MMA fighter who wants to recount in California.
It's Tito Ortiz, baby.
Tito Ortiz. That's it. But the thing is, my roommate. I'm only getting this information secondhand, but my roommate works at a Starbucks in the mall, and they're saying that the mall's only gotten busier over the last couple of weeks, the closer that it gets to Black Friday.
Is that just people looking for the comfort of shopping, or what?
Well,
is that?
that's the thing is like Orange County, our sheriff has said that he is not going to enforce any laws that the governor has put in place, including things like capacity and whether or not businesses are allowed to be open. Because it's such a right-wing part of California. It's like a weird, bizarro, like not what you think of normally. And
Not
we're
to
literally
mention
like right next to LA.
If the sheriff is the end-all be-all calling the shots, how many sheriffs are going to be like, well, yes, obviously we need to take action to support people and provide them with what they need in this troubling time. No, you're going to get somebody who's probably a fucking Q person or some other brand of Blue Lives dipshit, right?
Yeah, he wasn't voted on this year, but I can imagine that he'll get reelected.
Yep, probably.
But
look,
yeah,
at best, you could get that voluntarist sheriff Aria DeMetzo that we interviewed.
she had some takes, but
She's gonna give everyone Bitcoin, Bo.
You know what? Yeah.
Was that the strategy?
Yeah, it was. She was interesting to talk to because
a very capitalist realist mindset, which I guess is fine. But Jesus, have some imagination. Come on.
like trying to sort through the contradictions of capitalism with like the tools at hand without dismantling capitalism.
Yeah, make your own tools. Fucking like break shit open with a rock. Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, that's better than ANCAPs. And I think they're inching ever closer to some parliament seats.
It's like
she at least was not like a straight on misanthrope like ANCAPs are.
Yeah.
Oh, they're cartoon characters. They can't be real. It's just like it's such a contradiction.
You would hope
it's fully Malthusing it at that point.
Yeah.
Dennis says that it's Dennis is going through it as well in California. I gotta say, similar maybe, but we do lead by 20,000 cases.
That
also,
is true. California is like
stars
number
at
2
night,
though.
baby, are big and bright.
Also, yes, we have
The
talked
hard
about Harris County, Houston specifically, where I'm at, is wanting to implement a program where they go around and take blood from random citizens in the city to determine how far the virus is spread through communities from people that never never get tested and people that were symptomless. So
which, to be fair, most citizens in the United States do have too much blood. So there you go.
Time to bring bleeding back. We need a doctor that goes on and says, you know what? The answer is not zinc or hydroxychloroquine. The answer is to just bleed yourself daily.
Yeah, you go in, you pay your $500. You say,
leeches.
"Doctor, I have a fever. I've got a cough. I've got shortness of breath." And they just say, "Hey, man, drill a fucking hole in your head. You'll be fine. Do some cocaine. Like, fucking whatever. You're set."
Mm-hmm. It's working for Donald Jr.
Isn't like
exactly?
Isn't also Zach? Isn't Harris County like mostly people of color, at least
it's pretty
like
a lot of different communities here that are primarily minority around a lot of Harris County. So not only are they going to come take our blood, but they're going to
not.
Yeah, the precedent is not great.
No.
I don't know who thought of it, but you know what? I gotta say, they did make it sound really cool. They said that they're going to test 420 households.
Hey,
there you go.
Can we get
that? Also seems like a kind of low number for this too.
Yeah, like
Like,
Harris
shit.
County is like it's a huge place, isn't it?
Millions of people, right?
Like, yeah, millions.
Yeah.
God
But
damn.
if you cherry pick the right house, then you
Yeah,
can
I was
either
gonna
have a failure to have a good picture of what happened because your sample size is not large enough, or you can sell it as see, we did better than wherever else in the country has more cases than us. Oh God, how many have more cases than us? Please tell me there's more than that.
Yeah.
Or I was gonna say they were going to like blame it on like black people and Mexican people.
I mean, I'm amazed there hasn't been, because you did see a lot of that early on, where like
Mhm.
people were being racist to Asian Americans. You know.
Oh, they still
Um,
blame the Chinese. It's still
Oh, well, yeah,
it's a
they blame the
lab grown
Chinese
Chinese
broadly.
disease, the Wuhan virus. You know.
But
Yep.
I'm really amazed that like here in Texas specifically, it hasn't. You haven't seen more of. Oh, them darn illegals are bringing it over the Rio Grande, and we ought to rustle up a posse to drive them back, and
Well, it's
not wear our
because
bandanas to
well-
block the fucking virus from spreading.
surprise, surprise, Mexico's response to the pandemic was a lot better.
Yeah, I mean, and granted, low bar, but I mean, their
Yeah.
current government, AMLO is pretty fucking great from what I understand. So yeah,
He's not terrible.
Yeah.
He's much better than their last couple of presidents.
yeah,
I love
Yeah.
at some point Vicente Fox was trying to be like, yeah, Trump, he's a racist, he's terrible. And it's like Vicente Fox was literally Mexico's Trump. He's like the
Yeah.
richest man in the world running the country. Like, no, not
Except
not
isn't
much
Trump
like to stand
broke?
on.
He's more like a faux.
Well, right, but
rich
like
man.
these, yeah, Vicente Fox actually has money.
Mhm.
Trump, like, because I mean, Trump is the perfect example of like how at some point when you are a quote unquote billionaire, money doesn't really matter because you literally don't have physical money. We all know this. Like,
Yeah.
you have social
people
capital, and that's
say
what you
all
live off of.
yeah,
Yeah,
and so he like people just trust and they will give him loans and bonds and all these other things to actually like make money. He doesn't literally have that much money.
Yeah.
Though.
Mhm.
Also, Archspit has said in the chat, Mexico's response was actually terrible, and they're at 100,000 dead. Which,
That's still
million cases. You have literally 12 times. We have 12 times the number of cases as Mexico. Population density. I'm not doing the math in my head. Okay.
right.
Yeah.
It's like the thing is the numbers are there, yes, but in Mexico, like I'm not saying that they've done great, but population wise, they haven't had the same sort of issue that the United States has had. But yeah, of course, like they're like many people dead in Mexico.
mhm.
Yeah, it's not.
and also-
Nobody has done good. The only countries that have done
Vietnam.
good are like
Vietnam.
Vietnam,
Great.
yeah.
Still doing good.
South Korea did fairly
It's
good.
open now.
Taiwan,
Yeah,
New Zealand.
did okay.
New Zealand's done good from start
New
to finish
Zealand,
as well.
yeah.
it did
Uh-huh.
so good.
Cuba.
Oh
I-
yeah,
I think,
of course, Cuba.
Most of the European countries at least had programs set up where people did not lose their jobs. Like Germany has that one where the government will cover like 80% of your paycheck
Mhm.
during a crisis so that businesses don't have to pay out and then you don't lose your job. You just go back once it starts up
Right.
again.
I have
So-
I have friends who live in Berlin and but his boyfriend lives in England and he can't see his boyfriend right now because it's not doing
'Cause
so
England's
great. in the
also a
UK.
shit show. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Everyone's just
that Anglosphere, baby.
Yeah.
As I was just gonna say, President of Mexico, President of Turkey got together one day and they said, "Hey, we can also just tweet at Trump and get big Twitter clout, so that people think that we're super woke." Right? That's
That's pretty much how it went down.
Mhm.
yeah. That's
Although-
what they did.
Although AMLO actually is like marginally a much better president than they've had in a while.
Yeah, I mean, this
Um,
is like
and-
broad strokes, but I've seen him
Mhm.
compared to like.
Well,
he's
I
like
mean-
Bernie basically. There.
Yeah, and then
You know.
Evo was in exile in Mexico. They invited him and gave him shelter.
That's pretty tight. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. That was pretty cash money.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
I
super
said
good.
Cash money is the term they used actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said,
The official
"Hey,
term.
Mr. Morales, come on down to the fucking consulate here. It'll be cash money."
It'll be
Yeah.
cash. My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I think that just about wraps us up. I won't read the blurb here for stream. I will do it later. But Lance, thank you again for having us on, for coming on our show.
Oh, this was an absolute pleasure. We got to do it more often.
Yeah,
Hey, wait! Before we part ways, why don't first I'll do the shameless thing. I'll say if you enjoyed the sound of my voice or my goofy laugh, you want to check me out, go to weareserfs.com or twitch.tv/theserfstv. Actually, everywhere social media is sold. It's just at the Serfs TV, YouTube, Pornhub.
You know where to find it. It's the internet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's super simple. Yep. And then y'all should do the same thing versus Visa, because then everyone who's watching, because there's some people who joined. We got like almost 500 people watching now, so say hello and shout out your socials.
Hell yeah. Hi. We're Psychic Dolphin Garage. Follow us. We're also generally at Dolphin Garage on most platforms. Our podcast is you can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts.
Yep. If there's somebody who has that handle that is not us, we're flattered just by by virtue of being imitated. That's a big deal. Cool.
Yeah. We also do take credit for Dolphin Twitter happening.
Dolphin Twitter is we drove that stake through the heart of capitalism.
Yep, that's what did it. That's what got Joe elected.
We also stream on Twitch. Dennis makes YouTube videos for us, and please give your subs to Lance and then come watch our stream.
And verse
proper way to do it. So for letting us plug ourselves as well.
Yeah. Chat saying that they're afraid to look at the Pornhub link. Don't worry, it's just Lance doing the same exact show, except he's completely naked.
And reading
same
Mutual Aid
camera
by
angle,
Kropotkin.
unfortunately.
Yes, that's the
the same camera. So it's really just ways, like it's nipples out, but that's not even TOS on Twitch.
Yep.
So it's like,
it isn't for men or male presenting individuals. So it's quite sexist in that regard. It's like
if you're
they're still afraid of the female
enough,
nipple. Yeah.
Those nips are totally fine. Otherwise, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. At which point it crosses over, I don't know. I mean, you have to self-identify.
Yeah. Just have like he/him stickers over your titties and like fucking totally
just
cool.
directly over your nipple.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It'll work out.
It counts.
It counts. It counts.
It does count.
Yeah.
Well, that was an absolute pleasure. Let's do it again.
It was
soon.
great being on.
Yeah. No, if you want to, don't come on our stream. That I feel like our technical difficulties will that'll be the whole stream. Me repeatedly trying to get back
troubleshooting a fucking Minecraft mod or something.
Yeah. Come on our stream the day that I'm like streaming some fucking dumb baby game, and raid the stream, and it'll just be hilarious if there's like 300 people watching me try to catch a Pokemon.
Done and done. That sounds great.
Goddamn.
Yeah, Lance, we will definitely reach back out to you next time we have an okay idea, and we'll see if it's if you're interested in helping us grow it from an okay idea to a tolerable idea.
To something workable, yes.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So we'll get out of your hair, and I think we'll sort out all the audio stuff at some point later. So
all right, sounds good. I'll export the video and I'll send you a link.
Yeah,
awesome.
Thanks
so much.
Thank you.
All right,
thanks,
bye,
chat,
guys.
for
Thank you, chat, for fact checking us because we're dumb. Goddamn, we're fucking stupid. I mean, me especially, but still.
All right, bye, everybody.
All right.
Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJ Dean.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter insignia. We gotta abolish ICE, abolish it. No need to apologize, the Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs, the globe stares in astonishment. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.